And I think it's hard to be the mother of girls as a woman. And I also think that it's challenging to raise feminist boys.
Having a son, I think of how I want him to be as a man. And I mean, I want to allow him freedom to develop into who he is, but there are certain things that I feel like are important. He needs to be, a gentleman and be, there's a confident, but, still sensitive to what a woman needs. And then, but still, care about what he needs too. And I just feel like as a mom, it is my job to ensure that he grows up to be somebody that,
doesn't to the women in his life. Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you feel that way about Judah, but I think it's important.
I do. And I think it's hard to be the mother of girls as a woman. And I also think that it's challenging to raise feminist boys.
Right.
That is, I think, specifically our job as women, to boys, to raise feminist sons.
Yes.
And it's been a complete awakening, I'd say, for, myself, my husband, my family. It's just, the next generation. Like, wow, he can be soft, he can be strong.
Right.
He can be gentle, and he can also be, very masculine. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. And when we give boys room to show their full range of emotion, that gives them the ability to be open to the full range of emotion that women show. Because, women are a lot more open with their emotion 9 times out of 10. Absolutely.
Do you feel like you have the support from your partners in that, in raising a feminist son?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
And it does take a little educating other people. I mean, I can't expect other people to treat my son a certain way, if they're the way that they are. But, I do kind of, like with our parents, it's okay that he wants to paint his nails. It's cool. He's a boy, I don't think making him feel like he's doing something wrong by expressing himself or, doing anything that would be perceived as feminine is okay.
Right. Or that, and it also shows them that they can express themselves, period. They don't have to express themselves in this way.
Right.
Like, I see so many little boys, my son's friends, who will maybe have their nails painted or have a flower in their hair or have a pink shirt. And I'm mentioning like intrinsically feminine things that they're into, just to show like boys can have a feminine side and they can also have a masculine side. It's so important for them to be in touch with both. Exactly.
Yes.
And so I was going to say, even in dating, right? Like allowing the space for your partner or person to have a wide range of emotions or like really express themselves, especially nowadays. I don't know. It just seems difficult. I don't know if you dealt with that in dating. Or
I think some people just need to express themselves in all ways, in shape or form. Sexuality, we have this stereotype as if young women can explore their sexuality, but young men can't.
Exactly.
And then that's perpetuated in relationships where it's like, well, can I be with this guy because he was potentially, or he might have been with some guy or in an intimate way. So it's like you can't hold people to those standards. As a feminist, and you're trying to raise a feminist son, you have to allow them to be open to who they are. So it's like you can't treat your girls and not treat your men the same way. And I think nowadays, especially, you see more men that are more open with their sexuality. And our generation, young rappers our age, where they're wearing skirts and, they're considering themselves asexual. And I mean, that has nothing to do whether they consider themselves, man or woman. It's simply just who they are.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have so much freedom to express that. And you see these old head, rappers coming at them like, oh man, these suckers, this, that, and the third, where it's like, this is just who they are.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to adapt to that, that's on you.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, our generation, I think young millennials are just out there. And I think we're able to put wear our hearts on our sleeves and put our emotions out on the table without regret.
Right.
And I think sometimes that can be challenging or, too out there for older generations.
Yeah.
They might not be ready for that.
They're not used to that. But I think that it is a blessing. Like, millennials are coming, like, this is
coming true.
It's true. Because it's true, like, older generations are not as open as this new generation. Like our children specifically are just gonna be so tolerant. And I think that's one thing that we're missing as a society. Like, let's just get some acceptance going. Like, let's get a round table of acceptance. You don't look like me, cool, let's still play together. Like, why not?
Yeah, when I made that switch and I turned off that thought of men being villainous and everything, it changed my perspective on men in general. So whereas I was dating these macho, I'm a man guys, I was so turned off by that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was so turned off by that now. So like now I'm like into guys who have septum piercings and who are models and just you can't place them.
Okay.
And that is perfectly fine with me, but I know what they like. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But but to society, it's like, oh well, that has nothing to do with anything. I think it's so beautiful that a person can just be themselves, you know, and that's what's attractive. That's what's beautiful. That's what's life-changing. Yeah. And I think that once people open themselves up to that, you'll be free. It's like, it's so freeing. I love it.
Yeah, they don't have to spend their whole life healing from their childhood. They're just come as you are the whole time.
That part.
Hello.
Because there's so much healing to do.
Isn't there?